We're live. Hey everybody, it is Sunday night. It is Atop the Fourth Wall plays Silent Hill Homecoming, the finale of Silent Hill Homecoming at least that's the plan. Because I'm pretty sure all we've got left is the final boss and whatever is left to get to the final boss. I think we've got the final revelation about Josh.
No. Revelation is the second movie.
But Tish.
Oh.
Joining us this evening, we've got Eliza.
I'm here like always.
And Lotus, our navigator.
Good evening, everyone.
And what we got here, almost done. I'll probably end up posting this at 3 in the morning. Are the second of the holiday flavored Robomats that I'll be the special edition. I'll only have 3 of each, in case anyone wants them. I'm not expecting these to be huge sellers, but you never know. We got the candy cane one.
I should make a joke.
I can't remember if I showed this off. I showed it off, I think, during the stream with Mistress Doom. We got the snowman one.
Yep.
White and the orange tail. And then candy cane one. So, if anyone wants those, great. If they don't, well, set decorations then for the holiday set, which will be in the next episode. Chimes of Midnight, Doctor Who audio drama. It's going to be a lot of fun. Script is coming along. Should have that out hopefully in the next few days. Actually made it in time. What new spore of madness is this? Is the hill still silent? Yes, it is. Yeah, fortunately, the Silent Hill Homecoming is not a hugely long game. Last time we beat the asphyxiation boss.
Asphyxia. Yeah.
Such a dumb name.
Lots of people were tortured. We really should have called that the human centipede boss.
Yeah.
So that means we might be getting back to RDR2 soon. Yep. Once we're done with Silent Hill, we're moving back to Red Dead Redemption 2 to finish off Mika. I'm not considering that game complete until we kill Mika. Once that's done, game's over. We'll move on to Fallout in space.
Also, somebody asked how much are the holiday Robomats?
Same price as the regular ones, $20. Plus shipping, of course.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the orange be on the other end? Well, how exactly do I put this on the front of this? Because I don't have different colors for this yet. It's just it's just so as to evoke snowman, because, pointy, carrot. Get it? Get it? Well, oh, that's right, Pokemon Infinite Fusions. We have to finish that off before we move on to Space Fallout.
Yep.
Benjamin Hall says, any Harvey comics next year on ATOP?
No plans. And suddenly I decided to sneeze there.
And
Lovely.
Gojiragon says, how was Godzilla -1? Also, I hear a cat.
I don't know how you hear a cat, because there is no cat in here, unless you're hearing, like, Eliza or Lotus's cats.
I don't have a cat anymore.
I don't have a cat ever.
So you're just hearing cats. But Godzilla -1 was really damn good. I highly recommend it. Mega Timmy Tommy, we will get your super chat when we get to it. Otherwise, yeah, I guess we should just start it. Yeah, we'll finish Red Dead Redemption 2, then Pokemon Infinite Fusions, then Space Fallout.
Outer Worlds, not Starfield.
Should have added a hat. I considered it.
Oh, Outer Worlds, I honestly was assuming Starfield.
Maybe next year, if I do another holiday design, I will have a hat. But considering I decided to do this kind of last minute, I decided, for now, this is the basic design for the holiday site Robomats this year. Maybe next year we'll do another variation which actually has like a snowman hat. Nikolai Snowtail
says,
Sorry, go ahead first, Mega Timmy Tommy. So no spoilers. What do we think of the new Doctor Who? Happy with it? No. It's a mixed bag. I do not like the ending. I do not like the ending at all.
I haven't seen it.
All the stuff with the villain was amazing and great. Although, once again, Russell T Davies, much like Stephen Moffat, has tropes and styles of and things in his writing that he repeats endlessly. And some of those things are good, and some of those things are really bad. But it was a mixed bag. Not great, not absolutely dreadful, but like, I can't go into what my problems are with it without going into spoilers, and I'm not going to discuss spoilers. But I thought the first two specials were a lot better. Looking forward to the Christmas special. Anyway, Nikolai Snowtail, you've probably gotten this question before, Linkara, but have you ever considered doing compilations by seasons, such as either per year or per storyline? Also, got a pin from the shot. Word all day at work was great. Thank you. Glad you liked it. There are playlists for each year. The thing is, trying to put together like an entire year's worth of videos into one is much harder thing to do, because on average, that's like 50 episodes per year, averaging 20 minutes. That's like hours and hours and hours and hours, maybe beyond what YouTube will let me get away with. Plus, I have to individually edit all of those, especially the older ones, which have so much stuff. It's easier to do for like longer compilations of like a series, because it's less episodes. Like US 1 will be a bit trickier because it's 12 episodes, but still easier to do than 50. Especially because there comes a point where that becomes less of a problem.
Benjamin Hall, you buying Godzilla's Valentine's Day special comic?
I wasn't planning on it because I didn't know it existed, but I'll probably get it now.
Although, how do you make a Godzilla Valentine's Day special?
I mean, you could do anything.
I mean, Godzilla had a child, so probably had it with somebody.
And there's all those people that ship Godzilla and Mothra together, and yes, that's an entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just had this in my head, like Godzilla rom-com.
There
Godzilla's a big monster going through the city, just trying to make it work.
But it'll be like the Star Wars Holiday Special, where it's just untranslated Godzilla roars, and it's like unwatchable.
50 episodes sounds like Super Sentai in a season. Yeah.
I just thought of something fun that they should probably do someday. Godzilla dating sim.
I'm sure it exists out there. Fruity Groovy, we will get to your super chat soon. Emperor Seth, I haven't seen Godzilla -1 yet, but just got back from The Boy and the Heron. It was good, but not my favorite Miyazaki. Anyone else see it yet? No, but then again, I'm not really a huge Ghibli or Miyazaki follower. Not that I hate them. It's just like I'm just not necessarily my thing.
I heard it did really well. I've only seen like, I don't know, maybe 4 Miyazaki movies, and I've loved them, but like I haven't actively pursued them.
I love Miyazaki films. I just won't go to theaters where I live right now.
Yeah.
J Manor Productions. This year I confirmed that in a history movie, you can get away with a lot of elements that are not accurate, but if it's a documentary, accuracy is an obligation. On an unrelated note, I learned about Cleopatra this year. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was tumultuous in its development.
Oh, and Gojiragon says there is a kaiju dating sim. It is called Kaichu. That's pretty funny, actually.
Neat. And Fruity Groovy's finally came.
Yep.
Haven't seen the other Silent Hill Homecoming streams, but I can only assume Tom Holland is in it. Has he fought the Vulture yet?
You were correct on both
Yes.
counts. And Zach Fett says if YouTube will allow some schmuck to upload 24 hours of their taking Hobbit's to Isengard, I think you'll be fine.
You'd
Well,
think
nobody's
so, but
copyrighting
YouTube
that.
is weirdly inconsistent about some of its rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did take down the Bee movie, but every single time somebody says Bee, the movie restarts.
It's so annoying. The Duke says, if you've seen Godzilla the series, Godzilla had a love interest named Commodithrax.
It's been a long time since I watched the Godzilla series, but I did
You could be
watch it
making
as
this
a
up
kid.
right now, but I'll still believe you.
Wait, which Godzilla the series?
The animated series, I presume.
Which one? There's at least 2 of those.
The good one.
The one that has Commodithrax, I don't know.
The one that wasn't Godzuki. Anyway, we should probably get to Silent Hill so we actually can finish it this time around.
I'm scared already.
There we go.
I do like this music quite a bit.
Indeed. Akira Yamaoka is just amazing.
You know, I will say, though, for Downpour did not have Yamaoka, but that music was good. That was Daniel Licht, I think, the guy who did Dexter.
Yep. Oh, and of course, even if you're not getting a holiday Robomat, buy some if you want to from the Atop Fourth Wall store envy. Link in the stream description. I gotta plug it. All right, to the underground.
Ah. All right, so let's see. The guide that I have is presumably where we left off.
Yep.
So I'm assuming you're near room 301, whatever that means.
Presumably, we doubled back to get to the save point.
Okay. And the
The
Duke
Duke.
says Rise of the Godzilla series that acts as a sequel to the 1998 film. That makes sense.
That the animated
That is a good animated
Okay.
series, by the way.
And Mega Timmy Tommy says, who here has seen Godzilla Singular Point?
I did
No.
not. I heard it was not that great.
I have not.
Bill White, have you thought of Winter of '83 Christmas Edition? I don't know how. I'd have to I could probably do something. It's just weird to do that considering it's set in early January.
Also, I have not read Spider-Man comics since the whole thing started getting worse. Literally, Zeb Wells' runs made me stop reading Spider-Man comics again.
Okay, 303 is where we're going to.
301. And apparently you should already have the key.
Let me check the
And
inventory. Yes, we have the room 301 key.
I'm about a year behind on My Hero Academia.
I've only
Try
seen
to
season 1.
Let me get back into the groove of what I'm doing. I don't think we have a gun anymore.
Basically,
Oh, we do. You have a pistol. Good.
Yes. The only comics, the only things from Shonen Jump I've been really keeping up with to date are, well, Undead Unluck, and that's pretty much it.
It looks like it should be an easy trip to 301.
Should be. But will it be?
Did we miss a super chat?
Well, yeah, I don't. Not that I'm aware of.
T-Lead 555 just posted. Needs to post his. It's locked. I don't have the key. I have the key right here. I
You
hate
have to
that-
actually use the key. That's so amateur. Like, I don't think you had to do that in the previous Silent Hill games. Anyway, yeah, go inside. Wow. So take a look on the desk to the left. There should be a memo for you.
A memo.
Hey, the American
It's a memo.
Godzilla movie might have been bad, but the American Godzilla movies related show was good.
I genuinely don't think it was bad. It was just a bad Godzilla movie.
The experiment failed. It was a shining hope for us all, but the weakness of a few is dark in that light for us all. However, we will survive. We must. Our purpose is too great to be halted, and no cost is too great in the service of our Lord.
My biggest problem with the 98 Godzilla film was literally Broderick's acting just felt so off.
Yeah.
It was. The problem is, it's a great remake of The Beast of 20,000 Fathoms, not Godzilla.
Yeah.
Shepherd's Glen is lost, and its people are doomed to hell and don't even know it. It falls to us and our enduring order to save them. We alone can offer them salvation, and their salvation lies here in Silent Hill, where we belonged all along. I don't know, they made it work for 150 years, not that bad. Go
Yeah.
save them all. They are frightened and know not what awaits them if they refuse us, so give them the choice. JARHDHGP. I love that the order has memos.
By the way, Majiragon mentioned this. I didn't hear it the first time, but I did hear what kind of sounded like a cat meow a couple of times.
Oh my god! This is flavor text. Oh my god! Citizens of Shepherd's Glen are being abducted and brought here to Silent Hill. Is that the first time anything like that's ever been spelled out like that?
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Oh, TLE has a super chat. If this is the last homecoming stream, then allow me to plug one last time in a stream with a little title card I made for the foreseeable future. If you like Tokusatsu and Minecraft, go to my link's description.
Yeah, TLE555 did the title card for the Silent Hill homecoming streams. And the prom is tomorrow.
Yeah, oh my.
There's just something about that. Like, we put a power drill through a woman's head. We sliced a dude. We've killed monsters. We've killed several people. But oh my god! Citizens of Shepherd's Glen are being abducted and brought here to Silent Hill. What? Like we kind of figured that, or that the monsters were killing them. Just the fact that it's being spelled out like this. Yeah. Headbanger 142. Aliens, man, aliens.
Yep. Also, check a table behind the curtain to the right. You should have a note.
The note says, I'm happy to report today I successfully converted 7 subjects to the will of our divine Lord.
Ooh.
Someone's going for Employee of the Month, I see.
Can I just say, even before you started reading, the note says, yeah, I know, that's why you clicked it. Tell me what the note says. You don't have to say the note says.
If God is willing, please take this as a sign of my commitment and spare my wife, for she does not know better. Yours, Steve. Thanks, Steve.
Also, there should be some propaganda on the desk near the window.
It's propaganda why people should join their religion. Okay, this is going to be good. The time has come! These dark days are merely a test to find the worthy. None of you will survive. I don't know why I'm doing a southern accent when this is like New England. What's
that Batman guy, Deacon Blackfire? He has a voice like that.
Yeah. None of you will survive the coming fires. You know this in your hearts. All of the horrors you may have witnessed are nothing compared to the hell that awaits you.
Sign me up.
Yeah, great propaganda, guys. You're doing great. You're really selling us on this. We know your fears. We know you are not mad. Flee to us for shelter from the coming storm. Flee to us to absolve your sins. Flee to us because you have nowhere else to run.
Flee, mortal, flee.
Please join us on our weekly service Friday, 6 p.m. at the Church of the Holy Ways. Coffee and donuts served.
I was just gonna say, bring like a muffin or whatever.
At least it's
not
And yes, Clone 583. Sorry, go ahead.
So they're not trying to get you by their message, they're trying to get you with the donuts.
Free donuts is a pretty enticing offer to join the cult.
But yeah, Clone 583 was saying, wasn't Deacon Blackfire's side mission in Arkham Knight? Yes, he was, and that's actually why I brought up the accent, because otherwise I think he only really existed in Batman the Cult, and you can't hear his voice in that. So.
Captain Avenger 993, would you want to increase the size of your Poyos?
If you meet... I don't know if that... I'm trying to think if that's legitimately asking about the mini Poyo sizes, or a euphemism of some kind.
I think it's about the Poyo sizes.
And TLE. Yeah, also I have Magical Girl stuff, and today I made a multicolored hair goth-looking girl from a Magical Girl show, and damn it, I'm promoting that skin in the hopes it appeals to the right crowd.
Good on you. As for increasing the size of the mini Poyos, I think they're at a good size right now. I fear if I make them any bigger, it's really gonna feel like a paperweight. There's not a lot of articulation in it. I want the new mini Poyos with toys when I make those. I want those to have articulation, but we will see if I can actually pull it off.
Far left side of the room, go behind the cabinets for some ammo.
I grabbed that already, actually.
Okay, guess what? Past the curtains in the cabinet to the left in the north, there's some ammo.
Yoink.
More. Also, XZ says Rift Tracks the game updated and added 4 movies in the Line of Duty 2, The Super Cops, Robot Monster Street Law, and Project Eliminator.
Nice. Also found another serum.
Okay, and also, okay, so you got the last thing they mentioned in the room, but I got something possibly even more interesting. The dark corridor to the northeast. Oh, well, okay, you got your health drink, but the duffel bag on the table to the north.
I got all my weapons back.
Yay!
This kept them all in a thing on the table.
Also, you have cleared the room now, and that was the last serum in the game. Good job.
Excellent, excellent. Ceremonial Dagger's been working pretty well for us for killing the cult members.
I do like that it changed your pistol, like you just have your upgraded one. Break the glass window on the east side of the room. And step over. Yep.
Smashy,
and step
smashy.
over.
Smashy,
Right.
smashy.
And head into room 302.
Yep.
That's room 302. Grab the first aid kit from the shelf off to the right.
That guy's not doing so good.
He's fine.
Also,
He's dead. Sorry to tell what happened to him, but I don't want to stick around to find out.
I think he was killed.
Possibly.
Alright.
Well, people die when they're killed.
Check the clipboard against the opposite wall. It's a torture list. They write this
Oh,
shit
another
down.
one.
Yeah, this will never go badly with the cops, so they just write this down.
By decree of the ordained council, the following have been chosen to serve the will of our divine Lord. Autry H. Thomas, S. Teriel, blah, 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 blah. Remember the penalty for not serving our Lord is death. Do not keep company with those who have not faith, for what is there in common between righteousness and evil, or between light and dark?
Clockwork Soul says, yeah.
I know how to wake up the Silent Hill. Starts playing Master of Puppets on guitar.
Alright, go back into room 301, and then exit the room the traditional way.
I'm hearing, like, weird noises.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like torturous screams kind of a thing.
So,
Wait, who's Alex Shepard? We're Alex Shepard.
Oh my god. So, go back into the torture room. Okay, yes. Back into room 301, move into the hallway outside the torture room to the west, via the door to the west.
The door to the west, so back the way we came.
So just back the way you came, I think. And then in the hallway, go back to the torture room in the south and save your game. So I guess just go back to the save point.
Alright.
May as well.
Yeah.
You might be using a word that's not allowed.
Oh yeah, it's not auto. Okay. Doing the save, so that means I can delete this part of the guide.
Or are you talking about the one that I blocked because that used a word that I...
Yeah, that's what I was
allowed.
thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you are done, well, I'll wait till you're done.
Alright, save over this. Boop.
Mm-hmm. So, enter the hallway to the north through the north door.
So, again, back to the hallway we were in.
And watch out because you're going to get jumped from the right unless you've already killed that guy.
Quite possibly.
In any case, what you are ultimately going to want to do... Are you in the Sector 1 hallway? Does it say it on the map?
We're in the Sector 2 hallway. Okay, so go to Sector 1.
So go north until you are in the Sector 1 hallway, so you should be good. Just keep going north, and then maybe watch out for the Order member.
Alright, there's a new Mass Effect coming. Shit, that's weird.
Maybe you're good. So, anyway, walk toward the barred gate at the end of the East Hall.
Ah, yes, Resident Evil 6 was not fun, people.
Rotate the valve handle on the right wall to the east.
Yep.
And then Ella will take care of the other one. So you should be able to go through once you're done with this.
Video games.
Duck under the barred gate, you know the deal.
Okay, when we build our cult stronghold, I want some gates to be only controlled by valves.
And you have to have a person on each side.
So stupid. Open the door to room 113, so you can see that on your map.
Yep.
Oh, hello. Left desk. Look at that, you can see it already.
Oh.
Is that what I think it is?
Baby.
Mama likes.
And, cabinet next to the dark corridor in the north. Boom.
Shotgun ammo. Ooh. Also,
Yep, there you go.
it's a set of bylaws on how to live by the Order's system of beliefs. One,
Step 1, bring
commitment.
donuts.
All members of the Order must have fully committed themselves to this purpose in their beliefs, their activities, and their lives. 2, membership. Membership within the Order is extended to all that seek the old ways. A, levels of membership. Membership. Mother Circle. The Mother is considered the founding group of the Order. The name of the founding group is the Mother. Daughter Circle, any second-generation group hived off the Mother. Servant Circle, any third-generation group stemming from the Mother. Locuist, you glitched through the... Oh my god, you're a ghost!
Oh my god.
The High Council is set in place as a tool for all within the Order to make use of. The purpose of the High Council shall be to aid in the process of group formation as needed, act as a governing body in matters pertaining to the Order as a whole, and to be a judge/jury if asked to settle disputes. You know, I do like that there's actually, like, organizational bylaws within the cult, because it makes sense that they would have to have these kind of things in order to operate for as long as they have, whether it be in secret or not. Just because, like we joke about the bureaucracy element of these fantastical kind of weird things, but they would need some kind of structure for this, and having it written down makes sense.
Yeah, and Mega Timmy Tommy. So it's a pyramid scheme? Honestly, I don't think so. I think they're legit. They're just evil.
Grievances and discipline procedures. The decisions made by the High Council are binding. Presenting your case before the Council implies your acceptance of their decision. Those seeking mediation must contact the scribe. The High Council should be called in to preside over disputes within a group to hear complaints and accusations of inappropriate acts, abuse of power by leaders. Abuse of power by This is the murder cult.
Yeah, as long as it's not abused, it's fine.
Don't abuse your power in the murder cult. I know, in theory, it's not supposed to be corrupt, but, like, come on.
Also, I want to just bring up the thing that Clockwork Soul said. Wait, don't let Valve make your cult hideout. They'd only make it in 2s and forget to do the last third.
Yep.
And there are complaints that are deemed worthy to preserve the public image or internal integrity of the Order. The nature of the disciplinary action shall be decided at the sole discretion of the High Council. These actions shall contain, but not be limited to, assignment of manual labor, persecution of an individual member, banishment of an individual member, and banishment of a group. If an individual member wishes to leave the Order, they are required to bring their request to the High Council.
I like Green Chimera's comment. Please don't murder outside work hours. Okay, so break the glass again and go into room 112.
You might not have been able to save him.
No. This is when you save him.
He's got a bunch of knives in his stomach.
He's fine. So approach. Oh, okay, so we're going to a cutscene. That's why it's taking forever.
Yep.
This is where you give him a med kit to save him, or don't.
I'll save him. I'm a good guy. Wheeler's been incredibly helpful to us. Why wouldn't I save him?
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
With all those knives in him, how is he still alive?
Well, he's fine. Look, see, you're handling it.
I just suddenly remembered I'm in pain!
Did he pass out and just wake back up?
Yeah.
I mean, most people probably would. Give him a med kit.
I said give him a med kit.
Did you?
I thought I did.
Well, then, good.
What does it say after that?
It says if you don't, then he dies. Does he look okay?
He's breathing.
I mean, he's
Good
breathing and stuff like that, but, like, I'd assume I'd be able to free him. So why wouldn't I free him?
Do you... It says you're given a choice set. Did you choose a decision?
Yeah, I chose to give him the med kit.
Then I guess you're good. Gojira Gon says, killing and maiming is fine, but abuse? We do not tolerate that. This is a respectable murder cult. Alright, so I think you're done. I don't. So open the door to room 111. Bye.
Okay, well, good luck, Wheeler.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Room 111, you said?
Yeah, 111, so next door.
You need to get him out of here.
What about you?
Oh, there we go.
That'll restore him to life. Just inject him with random drugs.
That'll restore him to life.
I can't lose you too.
T-Elite. That moment you notice you screw up 2 pixels in a Minecraft skin, and you fix it, but someone already downloaded it. I am so sorry for anyone who downloaded my skins pre-fixed versions.
Okay, so we're leaving Ellie to get him out of here while we go try to find Josh.
It's the excuse to play by yourself at this point. So I guess wait for a game to load.
Wheeler,
Captain
I have
Ninja,
knives in my chest!
If I were to play the cult, what would I want that cult to be? I wouldn't. So move past the bags, open the door to the south, get out of here.
I'm sure you could walk off 6 or 7 knife wounds.
If I were to create a cult, there'd be only one rule: don't be a dick.
I mean, we already have that. It's called most religions, and people
Alright,
can't
so-
seem to follow that one rule.
So we left room 111. What next?
You're in sector 1 to the east. I don't care. Open the door at the very end of the corridor, because apparently all side doors are locked here anyway.
Alright, so end of the corridor.
Save your game on the right wall.
Ah.
Well, actually, no. There would actually be a few other rules, including one where polyamory is okay.
Wheeler, I am not a knife block. Well, now I am.
I mean, I don't know if you need a rule specifically to say something is okay. I thought that'd be implied. Like, make a rule where something's not allowed.
Okay, the only thing that's not allowed is don't be a dick.
Yeah, and again, that's many religions. We already have them. There's lots of different religions that are basically that. Worship the god and don't be an asshole. Emperor Seth says, I know I missed Riddle Week, but I don't remember if the tic-tac-toe riddle was ever answered. I think the answer was they didn't play each other. I don't know. I wasn't there for that part.
I think so. I don't remember.
Strange game. The only winning move is not to play.
So open the door to the east. Step on in.
Locuus, hey, Linkara, question. If you were to DM a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, how many sessions until you turn it into a Camelot musical?
Probably more than you'd think, considering I would be a terrible DM. Alright, so I think because we had that explanation of the rings, right?
There are 4 tablets on the walls around this room. Find the slits in the metal pieces on the column to the right, and then use the ceremonial dagger on each.
Written in strange symbolic language.
Yeah.
When you think about it, all languages are just symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So use your dagger on each slit to remove the covering from each tablet.
Hey, I've run many D&D campaigns. You know how hard it is to organize a musical episode of a D&D campaign?
Fruity Groovy says, with knife wounds, it's generally better to keep the knife in. Yeah, it really is. Because when you pull the knife out, the stabbed person's bleeding out, yeah.
We, the family shepherd, in order to ensure our continued protection and prosperity, do enter into this holy contract with our God, accept our duties as master of arms, and willing to consign our child to the water in God's name.
Okay, so... Oh, I guess you're just going to read each one, it's fine, yeah. I'll tell you what to do.
I would rather survive a Godzilla apocalypse over a zombie apocalypse.
Instant translation, I love it.
Your ceremonial dagger is very good.
We, the family Fitch, in order to ensure our condition protection, accept as performer, are willing to consign our child to the knife in God's name. Okay, so one has to drown, one has to be stabbed.
Exactly. And you already have, like, those are both the correct answers so far. What characters from DC and Marvel and Image would benefit from Silent Hill? I don't even know what that means. Nobody benefits from Silent Hill.
I don't think you can
keep war and willing to consign our child to the noose in God's name. We have to, so, drowning, stabbing, hanging.
And then the last one, but just remember the symbols for the floor thing.
And you notice also, yeah, the all these descriptors also describes the boss monsters we fought, because all the boss monsters are representative of the kids who were sacrifices.
Oh, Mr. Video, this is reminding you of Eternal Darkness. Are you thinking the part where you take the weird twisty dagger and put it in that one, like, model sarcophagus, but then you hear a scream from it?
Buried alive!
Buried alive! Buried alive!
Megan, Timmy, tell me, what about a zombie Godzilla apocalypse?
I mean, who cares? Alright, so examine the circular pedestal in the north portion of the room. A ring is showcased on the puzzle with several symbols. X turns the inner... Oh, well, whatever button turns the inner ring counterclockwise, and the other button turns the outer ring clockwise.
Okay,
so you need to line up the symbols. So put the symbol of air or wind on top.
Outer ring.
Keep going, I think. Oh, I see. It was an outer ring.
So air, I think, will actually be the inner ring here, because I can see the...
Well, yeah, it says put the symbol... Oh, yeah, the inner ring needs the air and wind symbol on top, and the mountains symbol in the lower left, and the stick figure in the lower right. It looks like you're good. The outer ring needs the cross with 2 triangles dangling from it. Are those the scales? Is that what they mean?
I'm pretty sure that's the scales.
Well, the eye on the lower right, so that'll clear that up for you. And the curved lines by the triangle. This description is pretty awkward.
Said up top we need the scales.
Up top, yeah, the cross with 2 triangles. I think they don't understand what that is. But the eye on the lower right. And then the curved lines by the triangle. That's so awkward. Oh, that's what it means, the curved lines by the triangle. Okay, probably on the lower left then.
This was so slow.
Yeah, this is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But it looks like you almost have
I think
it.
we got it right here. The rings have locked in place.
Well done. Oh, they actually drew it out for us. They didn't have to do that. Anyway, you'll get a cutscene. Investigate the seal on the door.
Speaks too soon. He has a ceremonial dagger. Where did he purchase that?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably from his local swap meet.
So yeah, hit up the seal on the door. Oh, you found a prescription pad? That's kind of cool.
Save point again.
Oh, yeah, you
I
may
went
as
the wrong
well.
way.
You may as well save anyway. You did a puzzle.
I suppose.
Oh yeah,
Chevron.
you want to go the other way and investigate the seal on the door because you have another puzzle.
Yay, puzzles!
Puzzle.
That did kind of remind me of the dialing device from Stargate.
It does. kinda
Chevron
look like
6
that.
encoded. Doo-doo. You know there's a Stargate game out right now? It's like a real-time strategy.
Yes, I want to play it.
I should play that.
Which game? I'm sorry.
There's a new Stargate game out. That's like a
Yeah.
real-time strategy game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And they're once again in talks of making a new Stargate show.
There's always talk of making a new Stargate show.
I know.
Alright, so investigate the seal on the other door, I guess.
The door is locked.
Maybe there's a different door. I don't know. The thing the spotlight showed.
There's a
Yeah, I
big
guess
door
it is.
right here. Investigate. All right, so another one of these. All right, so
Yeah, so you're gonna want okay, rotate the inner circle 4 times. I don't think it matters which direction you choose either.
Fire Tower V. Message on next normal chat because some reason it won't let me even though I type nothing bad or wrong. Okay.
Alright, fine.
So we'll get your message when it comes in on the normal chat.
Alright, so yeah, you want the water drop on the inner circle. I think you did that right. Outer circle, rotate clockwise thrice. Oh, let's counter. One more time. You're good. You did it.
And the Stargate movie isn't bad. It's just
Now the guide actually tells you to save, so this might be big. Oh yeah, you're at
probably-
the final boss now. So
oh,
go
no,
ahead
we're
and
the
save.
final boss already.
Yeah.
the
guide has
Stargate
all
movie
the
is
text
not
on how to fight it.
the Stargate movie is not bad. It is the
It's the
second
launching point for
best
the entire
Roland-
franchise, but it's Roland Emmerich.
yeah, it's probably the second best Roland Emmerich film, which is not saying much because that means it's still a Roland Emmerich film.
What's the best? Like Independence Day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What was it?
Independence Day.
Day.
Yeah.
And it's
Independence Day
definitely a
knows
flawed
what it
movie,
is.
but it's fun.
Independence Day knows it's dumb and rolls with it.
Yep.
Yeah. It Roland's Emmerich's with it. Anyway, yeah, enter room, fight boss. It does say you don't want to get too close to it, but you're going to want to get to its mid-body. Just press the dodge button anytime it raises one of its jumps, like raises its front legs or jumps or moves in a sudden way.
The Empiric Dark Dragon, hey, why did Ra turn into a glowy alien man instead of pulling a worm snake out of a hole in his tummy? It's speculated that actually Ra was able to get one that was able to possess an Asgard, and that's why they look like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so basically you're going to want to roll to the side of the boss and just whack its body.
Roll Fizzle Beef.
Or you could run away from it and shoot it with a firearm. Getting up close and shooting it with the shotgun will stagger it. But
it's the Holloway Sacrificial Altar. This was where Norwood's bride for Judge Holloway suffocated her. There are 4 names written on this plaque. Yep.
Ernest was spelled E-A-R-N-E-S-T and not E-R-N-E-S-T. They spelled it like the word.
It's the Shepherd Sacrificial Altar. All right, now here's the actual twist here. Like, if you can't fit... Because you would presume, after everything we've seen so far in this game, that Josh is dead. That they sacrificed Josh just like everyone else got sacrificed. But no! Alex was supposed to be the sacrifice.
And Emperor Seth says, fine, since this is the last episode, I'm doing the meme. What if it's Die Hard in Silent Hill, so the terrorists and Johnny Die Hard have to fight the demons, and also Bubsy the Bobcat is there?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't get it.
Yeah, what the fuck meme is that?
I have never heard that meme.
Bubsy the Bobcat? That's not even... Isn't Bubsy...
Bubsy is a bobcat.
I don't think you appreciate Johnny Die Hard.
Bubsy is from... okay.
Wasn't Bubsy like a squirrel?
I have no idea what this is
bobcat.
actually in reference to, but, like, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. How are they going to prove for these kids as Ra's servants' costumes? I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask about that. But, yeah. But, yes, that's the twist here. Alex was supposed to be the sacrifice, not Josh. But now we're going to see what actually happened to Josh.
I know he's a video game character. I didn't realize it was a Bobcat, or if I did, I forgot.
The only Bubsy game I played was one called Claw's Encounter of the Third Kind.
Well, clearly you're missing out. You missed out on Bubsy 3D, which the basic engine, I think, was later repurposed for, what was it, like OG Splinter Cell or something? It's something weird like that.
Why haven't sacrificed Alex since he's the older of the two brothers? Good question.
Because plot twist. Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you?
What's the matter?
Fire Tower says, Godzilla -1. Watch it. Worth your money.
Yep.
Yep.
So I decided we should just go on the lake in the middle of the...
Freak if he finds out.
Give that to me.
I can't talk, Al. I can't talk, Josh. I have to rotate both sticks on my controller to row this boat.
It's okay. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you.
I decided to go out in the middle of the night in the foggy water for no reason.
Why are we here, Alex?
Oh, Emperor Seth, you were doing your version of what if this and that were in Silent Hill? Well, my answer remains the same. It's scary or nothing.
Just
What I would do is, I'd like to see someday.
Dad never lets us out on the lake.
Not you, anyway.
Silent Hill.
Dad thinks you're a little baby.
Getting a new
can't do
game.
anything on his own.
I mean, we have one. It just is the worst thing ever.
I can give you
That is
this.
good.
What is that?
I mean, they're working on, like, what, 3 or 4 Silent Hill games?
Yeah, I know. But I'm not counting that thing that's happening right now as a game.
Like, of
Next
all
gen
time, to
graphics
say
here.
Silent Hill will get a new game. Like, they're doing, like, 4 of them.
Piece of crap.
Yeah, but I'm hoping at least one of them is good.
More than $1 million. That's why Dad gave it to me.
And one of them is, Bloober Team, but it, too.
Oh shit.
Josh! Josh!
Strange. The boss you fight in the middle of the water is, the arcade game, not this one. Oh, and Fruity Groovy, you're saying Kojima's essentially doing that with OD? He may be, but he's like, oh, it's a movie, it's a game, it's both. Like, just make a fucking video game, Kojima.
You. Now you've ruined it for all of us.
And this makes absolute... This...
He's okay.
It is kind of funny, because this entire game, your parents hate you, and you're like, damn, what is their problem? But, like, that really was, like, a fucking dumbass thing you did.
Well, let me break down... And that's what happened. He basically, Alex's mind broke. He went to the, he pretended he was a soldier who saved him, and instead he actually went to a mental hospital.
The only thing that bothers me is that there's this whole false past about being in the military, and yet you apparently have some kind of combat training anyway.
Yeah. I suppose it's possible he had some training beforehand, but, like, yeah, it's a weird thing to do that just because it feels like there was, like an executive made a decision somewhere that screwed things up.
Yeah, like, this is the game where you are a more competent fighter than in the previous ones, because you suck in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're much better in this. Like, oh, well, you know, the military, but that never happened, apparently.
Yep.
I love this effect.
Yep.
Like, it's from the movie, but that's a damn good effect.
Yeah, the overall transition remains pretty damn cool.
That still looks good, honestly. Like, this is 2 console generations ago, it still looks good. Like, I still say this is my favorite of the Western Silent Hills because the graphics on the characters look really good, and the characters actually feel like characters rather than, like, weird, like, let me read my lines, you know, people.
Executive produced by John Peters.
And then Kevin Smith says, boom, giant fire. That is pretty great, I forgot about that. That's really good. That's really good.
Oh look, it's a giant spider in the last act.
But he's on his, like, that was like his artificial lungs. Like, that's very clever.
Okay, so here is the deal with the game and what the plot is. This group of families decided to leave Silent Hill, and in order to get away with that, they made a deal with the Order. They would sacrifice, the 4 families would sacrifice one of their children every 50 years. Now, throughout this game, especially as you learn this, you would assume that Josh was the sacrifice. It makes sense. All the kids who were sacrificed were little kids. But no, it turns out Alex was supposed to be the sacrifice, and for whatever reason, the parents waited until he was an adult, and they treated Alex like garbage to make themselves feel better about the fact that they were just going to sacrifice him anyway.
It is clearly the far crueler option. Like, that's so dumb. Also, Jay Manor, I think this is regarding your combat abilities, says, you know what they say, fake it till you make it.
So yeah, that revelation that was supposed to be Alex is just weird, because, like, basically it just means, well, one kid died, but we don't feel like killing the other one now.
Yeah.
Like, it would make sense if you killed Josh before he was sacrificed. But no, it's just that, like, we killed him, and that's why he's being chased, and that's why, you know, he's a ghostly figure chasing us around in Silent Hill and everything like that. Because, like, you know, we broke the pact with the Order because they didn't kill Alex, because I guess they still wanted at least one child.
Here's
Yeah.
the problem with that thought process, though. If that happened, then the town would be doomed anyways.
This boss represents Alex's fear of spiders, pregnant women, and the dreaded accordion. Is this boss mommy issues? You're not entirely wrong. I think the face on the giant spider boss is supposed to be Alex's mom. It might be Josh's face, I'm not sure. It gets weird. Anyway, so, strategies with the boss, tell me now while we're paused.
Yeah, also the boss is called Amnion, which makes me think, like, you know, amniotic fluid.
Yep.
Anyway, so it has a leg swing, it has an overhead swing, so, you know, it swings horizontally and then does a ground pound. It has black spray where it lifts its front legs in the air and lets them fall and leans its head forward and just, like, vomits on you, I guess. It jumps and, you know, lands on whatever's below it, so move around. So the guide basically says, dodge him, so you roll to the side and move up to the underside legs of the boss and then whack it, or you can run far away from it and shoot it with a firearm. You could stagger it if you get up close with the shotgun, but that involves getting up close and being vulnerable while you have the shotgun
Let
equipped.
me run through the bullets of everything else first.
Yeah, like, if you want to do the shotgun, like, it's kind of like you're both at risk at that point, because the shotgun really hurts, but you can't dodge while you're aiming a gun, and you have to get up close for maximum damage.
It's supposed to be the manifestation of Josh's spirit. Sure.
Yeah, so
Vampiric Dark Dragon, also the reason why people think this game is set in a separate timeline is because the pact would imply the Silent Hill god is still alive, which can't happen with the first Silent Hill. Except here's the thing, the Order clearly has actually awoken more than just a god. Because after all, there's other games in the series, including, you know, Silent Hill 3, which is a direct sequel. Clearly, here's the thing. The Order clearly woke something else under the town that was just as bad, not just Samael or whatever.
All right, by the way, the basic strategy, it says if you're going melee, move around it while it sprays its black goo. So get to the side of it when it does that and whack it. When it goes to like phase 2, it'll do like a big heavily telegraphed move where it like catches its own legs in the ground and struggles to pick them up, and that's when you can just lay into it.
All right,
So
I'm gonna try to go for firearms because we got the ammo, and we're not gonna be using that for anything else. So
Yeah, why not?
ah, God, right out of the gate.
I just want to point out how dumb the twist is, because the twist being that makes it that way,
Let me roll away, damn it!
no matter what, the town of whatever it was called would be doomed.
Bill White, no, you cannot lose and have a bad ending, although that is a good question. If you lose, I think you just die and that's the game. Also, switch out your weapon.
I will in a minute.
Damn, good shit.
Don't worry, I was a cowboy in a previous life.
Oh, that sound to block with no leg is really good. God damn, no mercy.
Roll fizzle beef.
Roll regular. That is a scary boss. I mean, it's a little cliche with the giant spider though, but it's not bad. Again, that iron lung like neck is pretty fantastic. Oh, are you on phase 2?
I think so, yeah.
Well, if it does a big overhead slam,
Oh, God.
I like that grinding metal, like the Metal Gear Rex roaring at you. That's gross. You see a person in there? Yeah, now's your chance to wail on it when it does the overhead slam and just bursts up.
Yeah, Shepard's Blood would have been doomed because of that twist, because it makes it that way if they did go through and sacrifice Alex, there's no one left to continue their family line. And the town is doomed in 50 years.
It speaks too soon. Suppressing fire!
Suppressing fire! Also, I'm out of ammo, so let me ask you a question.
Oof, get wrecked. Just kind of took that for a while. Remember, if you use a serum, you'll full heal and increase your max health. Hey, Manor, I know what I'm doing. I have full experience.
Pretty groovy. I thought Sam I am when you said Samael like that, and now I refuse to call it by any other name. I wanted green eggs and ham, god damn it.
Oh, are you done? You beat the game?
I think we so, yeah.
Oof, brutal.
Oh, this
Game
is
of
gooey.
passion. I know what I'm doing. I have roleplay experience.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
Oh look, it's Josh.
This is a mid-2000s game. It's got to be nasty and violent.
That was also surprisingly easy. I suppose it helps when you save up all your ammo.
Yeah, that like, this is what you get, like 13 shotgun shots.
Downpour had a harder boss ending.
Oh, congratulations! You beat the game that's a secret in Japan. And Tevye, yeah, that honestly was easy, but it didn't have to be. He had loads of ammo.
Yep.
And yeah, Emperor said that was way faster than the Silent Hill 3 boss. That was such a pain in the ass.
Yep. Admittedly, I am probably setting on. I can't remember if I like set this for easy or normal, but either way.
Yeah.
Thanks,
When
I
our
could help,
fan-
bro.
When our HPS fan says, James A. Miles here, it's not a horror video game without some kind of spider, am I right? And Speaks Too Soon says, thanks, I could help, bro.
I got that one. Thanks, I
my
could
God.
help, bro. And they laughed because the final boss was gone. This whole rebirthing stuff is kind of weird even for Silent Hill. Yeah.
I mean, weirder than Silent Hill 3, where you, like, eat that one thing, or Dahlia eats that one thing. I'm not even going to describe it.
Yeah. Well, Josh, you're pretty well preserved for being dead like this. Years and stuff.
Yeah, even though you are a giant spider, not going to lie, look better than I thought.
Anyway, bye, Josh. I guess we're not burying you. Boy, one weird day, huh? Loading.
Way to finally beat a game on a stream meant for Halloween month on December.
I mean, we're not beating this in like 2 weeks.
It would be great if this ended up being the UFO ending right here.
Well, no, I like the implication that, like, that's just what underground is like. Like, you just climb a ladder and you're out.
Yep.
Like, they just have weird rust fan land underneath the sewer. So, did you get him? Yep.
A giant
A
spider.
giant spider, you say? Stephen King writing it, probably. Stephen King didn't really double down on giant spiders, although it was pretty disappointing in that regard.
So wait, if Alex took Josh's body out of Silent Hill, would it vanish? Would Josh's body and his grave vanish, or would there be 2 copies now?
Good question.
A lot of gross stuff. That's what I saw in there.
Honestly, like...
So did no one tell the rest of the town that Josh was dead?
Well, no, like, honestly, though, like, considering what this game throws at you, asking what you saw in there, that's a pretty personal question.
Because Ellie, like, has been operating under the assumption that Josh is alive too. No one's no one at all mentions that Josh is dead until this. You have unlocked the Big Rig Alex costume.
Oh, sweet.
Big rigs.
Sidekick Nick says, and it turns out this was all because of a dog in a control room.
Driving around in effing trucks.
What is the line in Silent Hill 2? Like, this was all you're doing or something like that? It was
Yep,
all, it was all you.
Yeah, something like that.
It was you all along. Those credits music is so stupid. I love it. The barking. I like the Emperor Seth line. It looked like a big bloated spider kid to you. I'm kidding. It's just.
I'm actually gonna skip the. I'm gonna try to skip over this because, like, skip the credits because, like, it's playing the theme song to the game, which is a really good song, but I don't want to get copyright claimed. So that was Silent Hill Homecoming.
I was hoping to unlock the ability to play as Luigi. Did you get all 120 serums? You could unlock Luigi?
Let me see if there's a way I can, like... All monster damage set to default value. So yeah, normal and hard, I put it on normal. We're not gonna stick around here. I'm just like, I'm just curious.
This old.
Okay, here we go. Classic Alex. Big Rig Alex.
Oh god, that looks so dumb.
Sort of, Travis. Kind of.
Big Rigs.
Well, Big Rigs is the one that says, "You are winner."
Yeah.
Never lose a race again. You're always winner.
Yeah, just backpedal throughout Silent Hill 2, and your speed is not capped. You're just warping through the town.
Over the hill, under the hill, big rigs.
Above the road, under the road. Who knows? My name's Alex Shepard. This is my trucker hat.
I am you, and you are me, and this is a trucker hat.
Careful, if Alex walks backwards in that outfit, he'll just infinitely speed up and pass her objects.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah. Just backpedal and just your speed is not capped.
Oh, Alex.
And yeah, Steven the Dude, yeah, I didn't know you could unlock suits. I beat this 12 years ago, and I don't remember that. Yeah, honestly, same. Like, I Let's Played this game when it was relatively new, and I have no memory of this.
Possibly because I got the best ending.
Maybe?
I say
did
best
Mom
ending.
died.
We know that the UFO ending is the true best ending.
There's also like 5 other costumes you can unlock.
But
Yeah,
can we unlock the Sailor Moon outfit?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Because in Silent Hill 3, you get the magical girl outfit, and you can shoot lasers.
You have the beam. Sexy beam. Sexy beam is devastating. That's the most broken move.
That's the
Like,
thing
you
I
kill the
like
final
about
boss in a
Silent
couple
Hill.
seconds with Sexy beam.
Silent Hill the series overall, and I wish that Downpour had more silliness to it. Unfortunately, I think there was like a development time issue with it. But
Yeah,
like,
there's a joke ending, but that's kind of it.
there is a joke ending, but it's not quite the same options because like earlier games had a lot more joke content available, like Silent Hill 3
Yeah.
with the magical girl outfit. But like, one of the things
I
I love about this series is that while it's serious, it's dark and all that, it also has a sense of humor about it and itself, and recognizes like sometimes it's fun just to be goofy. Hence,
You know what's
all the
funny is,
UFO endings.
Even the rail shooter arcade game has a new game plus joke ending.
Fire Tower V, I'm Big Rig Alex, and I'm okay. Sleep all night, work all day.
Yeah. And yeah, a couple of people are saying there's an unlockable laser gun in this game.
Isn't the room from
Sure.
Silent Hill before the room can be found in Downpour? Yep, that was fun just exploring around and discovering that.
Yeah, that was one of the few times in my Let's Plays where I just full on broke out into stuttering. I do not normally stutter, but I was completely blindsided by that discovery.
Big Rigs.
So good.
What are you talking about? Big Rig Alex enhances the tragedy.
Tragedy. Oh my god.
I like the UFO ending in Shadowed Memories where James gets a cameo.
I just realized he's wearing the
seen his
same
wife
kind
in a
of
while.
vest as Marty McFly.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the life vest, vest thing going on, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, I do like Downpour's joke ending where there's a surprise party. Oh, you guys
It's like a
remembered,
birthday,
and
like a birthday
Pyramid
party
Head-
for Murphy.
Yeah,
You
but Pyramid Head
guys.
cuts the cake with his great knife and just goes right through the table. That killed me. That was the funniest thing.
Also, all the characters that show up for the party are are from their various titles. So it's PS1 era.
Yeah, it's great. Vampire Guard Dragon is a good question. In this outfit, does Alex drive himself to Silent Hill, or does he just get dropped off still?
You know
by
what? We
another
gotta know now. We gotta know.
J-Man Production, the red eggs and tongue were meh.
The
Red
red
eggs and tongue. I do not like them. Sami
L.
Yeah, Sami L. Yeah.
OMG, Big Rig Alex works for Truck Kun.
Yeah, I do like Silent Hill 3's joke ending where they just blow up Silent Hill and that's the end of it, and then the dev team sings a song more and more drunkenly.
Are they here?
Look. Truck
Oh,
Kun
the
is doing the best to create
cutscenes
heroes.
don't have the Big Rig outfit.
Oh yeah, one RHPS fan is finishing the Monty Python thing, puts on the clothing and hangs around in bars. Not quite the lyrics, but yeah.
Oh God.
I will say this.
Is this skippable?
It is not. I tried to.
Well,
What's going on there? Hey, where are you taking me?
Truck Kun is doing their best to create heroes. Think about
Representative
it.
of
How
them
many-
killing all the kids.
I love that Silent Hill, it was partly inspired by Jacob's Ladder, and so there are allusions to it, but Homecoming is just immediately. It's the
There was
first thing they
There was
do.
Josh over there, and the other three people we saw in the various hospital rooms were the other three kids being killed.
Yeah, that is clever. Yeah, the real horror of the cutscenes we can't skip along the way. Welcome to fucking Downpour, man. The first thing you do in that game is a 12-minute unskippable scene. It's brutal.
Where are you going?
Ed Stevens,
Don't leave me
KW. Alex is ready to host a cryptid podcast in that outfit.
What we need to do, this needs to be like Doom 2016. Oh, there we go. Now we're in the truck outfit.
Perfect. Alright, so clearly, because we still have some time left, you're gonna, I'm assuming, play through the entire game again in an hour in the truck outfit?
Oh, naturally.
Oh, speaking of games where you can't skip cutscenes, there are multiple reasons why I want Code Veronica to be remade, including the horribleness with all the... There's a lot of bad story things that did not age well. They aged like...
Yeah.
They
For all
aged like
time's sake,
milk.
remember, physics engine.
Code Veronica is uncomfortable.
Code Veronica aged like milk left out in a desert.
Although I do love the very first time you meet Alfred, where you're talking to each other from behind different pillars, and he's taking shots at you. That was an amazing entrance.
Yeah. However, the word beyond the terrible story that aged like desert heated milk. The other problem with Code Veronica
Video.
is
I guess you're not gonna 100% this game.
Josh, look at my trucker hat.
Josh.
Wait, do you have a TH Death Beam?
What? What was it?
Was it TH Death Ball or TH Death Beam?
I just
For
realized,
what?
Josh.
Josh, woman, hole, my house.
What does the TH stand for? Trucker hat. Yes.
Who said TH Death Beam? What?
Trucker hat, death beat. It's a DBZ abridged reference.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, it's been a while. I only ever watched like each episode with very few exceptions. The one time. So if we're
Super
talking
Android
Checkerhead, that
13
game was
is
this
the
Android
movie.
13.
Yep.
Code Veronica does unfortunately have themes that are anti-LGBT, which is very, very disturbing. And
It was a take on Psycho, but they took the idea and like ran with it further.
yeah, they made it so we made it so it was kind of offensive to people with DID. It was kind of offensive to LGBT people.
Well, the DID thing was a subversion, and I honestly think that was like a pretty brilliant subversion. But like every other aspect of it, like regarding what Alfred does when Alexa's not home, like they handled that very poorly.
Trucker hat speed run.
Or
Really,
Alexia, I said Alexa for no reason.
That's what it really does. It could really, really use a remake and make all that uncomfortable stuff work.
Yeah, they're
54,872.
that game's been begging for a remake anyway, just because they weirdly avoided it, and it's one of the big mainline games, even though it doesn't have a number.
Yeah.
Fire Tower says, "What's your next game stream? I recommend Hi-Fi Rush."
Well, first we're going to go back and finish Red
Red
Dead. Then
Dead.
we're going to go and finish Pokemon Infinite Fusions, and then Lewis is going to be playing
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, aka Fallout in Space.
Josh, stop!
Josh, look at my trucker hat.
I just keep thinking of what is it called? Heavy Rain. Sean,
Sean.
Jason.
Jason.
I love that. That's so awkward.
Hey, son.
And Tevya, didn't Darkside Chronicles do Code Veronica remake? I mean, it did, but we're talking about a Code Veronica remake. We're not talking about an on-rail shooter. We're talking about like an actual Code Veronica remake.
Yeah.
Also, it had that one level where you're in like the kill house, which was clever, but it's like 30 damn minutes long, like for an attempt. Kid got a bad case of trucker phobia.
These are terrible bathrooms. I mean, look at that. You look right in when someone's trying to take a poop.
Yeah, not even
That-
trying.
That would be disturbing.
Also, one of you was in the wrong bathroom. That's okay.
Oh, game crashed.
The most dangerous enemy of all. It's a good thing. I was getting so scared by that nurse approaching the camera, but the game saved me.
Oh no, guys, I didn't save.
Oh, now what are you gonna do? And I gotta watch that opening cutscene again. That actually would be a legitimate problem.
All right, well, so yeah, we ended up fighting the boss and everything a lot earlier than I expected us to.
Oh, Mr. Video, why are the nurses in those games portrayed as sexy? Because it made sense in 2 and 3, and then the Homecoming devs were like, oh, so Silent Hill nurses are sexy. Even though in Silent Hill 1 they weren't, but forget about that, don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's Silent Hill has sexy nurses, I guess. It's just
They were sexy in the movie because the Silent Hill 2 nurses were sexy, even though Rose has no reason to see them as sexy.
Yeah.
And this game is the movie, the game, so they're sexy nurses.
Yeah.
I'll be afraid. What other reason could there be?
Game crash couldn't handle the trucker hat.
It's too powerful.
All right, well, so we have a few choices here. One, we could just do Q&A for the rest of the thing, and maybe I'll like bring up Blender and you can watch me working on the Comic-Con 1 model. We could just end early if you guys just want to call it a night. It's only an hour in.
I mean, I don't care. I'm up for either. I'm good for like another, I don't know, 30 minutes.
I'm asking the chat, what do you guys want to see? Yeah, Silent Hill
And
1
yeah,
had
with
parasitically
Silent Hill-
zombified nurses. Yeah, they were not sexy nurses in Silent Hill 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and there were doctors.
Yep.
That was probably a Jacob's Ladder reference. That one nurse took off her hat. There's that little growth on her head, and
Yeah.
they just like really exaggerated that in Silent Hill 1. That these massive like Quasimodo lumps on their back.
How many cool things have you 3D printed so far? Lots and lots of cool things, which unfortunately, I can only show so many of the things here because some of them are like downstairs and stuff like that. Here's one of the Quasar Sabers I've been working on. It's got to, unfortunately the paint job is not great for some of these because, of course, you know, these being able to move like this causes, it scrapes the paint off, so I'm trying to figure out a better solution for that. I've got parts of the Doom Eternal shotgun I'm still trying to put together. But otherwise, most of the 3D printing in the last few months has been working on Robomats. Papers, please. Probably stick around for about 20 minutes. How much is the 3D printer material? It varies in price. Usually about $20 to $30. Black Friday sale at Micro Center brought it down to $15. And some Amazon on links for like some material you can get for like, $10, $15, but it usually averages around $20 for a spool or so of it. This red is almost down to the end. All right, let's work on Comicron 1, the 3D printed model, and you guys can see my progress.
Sweet.
Oh, good. It just the thing just automatically switched over to Blender because it recognized that I had that up. I didn't have to actually like adjust it and put it in there. All right, well, since the last time I showed off things, I discovered that I could create these little these detailing lines by creating this and just constantly booleaning it. I'm basically like taking this and making indentations in the clay. But right before the stream started, I was working on this because there's supposed to be like a little indentation here. So we'll just do that. And why don't you guys
I don't know if this is actually visible. Like you might have to reactivate your stream.
Oh, right, because you can't see it.
Yeah.
J-Man Productions, Silent Hill The Room. What a story, Quiet Mountains.
What a story, Quiet Mountains.
Okay, much appreciated. Thank you.
No problem.
You know what? I've only ever seen The Room once.
I saw it a bunch of times when it was like newer. Like I missed it for the first year or two it came out, but it was one of those things that like I've seen it a few times, but I haven't seen it since that era.
I first saw The Room because of Riff Tracks. They we were taking on the infamous The Room, and I was like, okay. So I finally watched it with the. It's like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is wonderful. How did this get made in 2002 or whatever?
It actually took me a while to see the Riff Tracks version, because I saw it a bunch of times normally because it's fun to watch with friends. Honestly, the Riff Tracks were like the effectiveness was kind of in and out. Like during the sex scenes, they had nothing to do. Like they were just like, what do we say? And there's 2 of these scenes.
Yep.
It just kept going.
The reason why I saw it was because a friend of mine was hosting a The Room drinking game party.
That is the chance to be brutal. A drinking, because depending what you're drinking to, that can be rough.
I forget what it was that we were drinking to, but I know that everyone there wound up extremely smashed, including me.
Can't imagine why that would be.
Zach Fett says, for one of your 100th episodes, would you consider having your fans sing the theme song similar to your 100th episode?
Not a bad idea. Otherwise, most of the time, I'd have to I'd have to put out the call, and then I'd feel bad about anyone I'd have to leave out because I'd probably get a good ton of people there to do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, have any of you played? Maybe it's still around, but the old Newgrounds game, The Room, movie or the.
Oh
Room
yes,
game?
I played that. The old Newgrounds, The Room game. I think I got the alternate ending where he was in fact an alien.
Yeah, because that's the part where Mark goes, "What planet are you from anyway?" And it's like they took that literally.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good. Like if you find, I think that's if you find all the spoons.
Yep. All right. So the problem with the indentation thing is this is I basically made a 3-ended triangle prism here. So the rotations are kind of on weird angles at times. So I have to keep readjusting it before I get it into the right position I want it to be in. So,
by the way, does anybody here know anything about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2, Battle Tendency? The one with
I know that Team 4-Star did a and not abridged, but a in 10 minutes kind of a thing, and it there's a Nazi in it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is, who becomes an ally because the threat is more powerful than Dio, so they're just we got to deal with this problem.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Pillar
but
Man.
I know.
It's bizarre, yeah, the Pillar Man. But the reason I bring this up regarding our previous conversation is that you may know that there's JoJo All-Star Battle. They recently released All-Star Battle R, and it's on everything. PS4, 5, Switch, probably Xbox, PC. But it's called R because it's a remake or a remaster or whatever of All-Star Battle, which was a PS3 exclusive. And the reason I bring that up is because that was released in the 2010s. So, for a timely reference, if young Joseph beats Lisa Lisa, then his victory quote says something like, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa Lisa."
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
That made me mad at the time. I know that if you're a localizer, like, you absolutely cannot pass up that opportunity. You will never get it again. But
Yeah.
Plus, the
that
simple
drove
fact
me
is
crazy.
sometimes this is the problem, especially with localization, and Mars Girl has talked about this sometimes. Just like some puns and jokes just do not translate, so you have to replace them with something in order to make them like at least keep a
that
joke.
translated, well, that one translated perfectly. It's just that, like, it's very topical and it's a fucking The Room reference, and I promise you the Japanese version didn't have that. So,
I
like,
presume it's
in
that,
the in the remake or the remaster, whatever you want to call it, they had him say, "I'm assuming," whatever he originally said. I mean, the basic idea was that it was like, "Oh no, why did it have to come to this? I had to fight my master." So "You're tearing me apart, Lisa Lisa" actually makes sense, but it's a fucking Room reference in JoJo.
Normally JoJo is referenced by other things.
Yeah,
That mother
JoJo's
loving
inspires
JoJo
everything else.
reference.
Well, I mean, that's why it's a meme. Like,
Yeah.
yes, whatever you're asking probably is a JoJo reference.
Yeah.
The only exceptions I would take to that are tarot cards, because those are tarot cards. They're like 700 years old.
Yeah, but there is a JoJo Bizarre Adventure tarot set.
Everything
That
has
is
a
true.
tarot set these days.
I have the DVDs. They actually came with some of them. Also, the only thing I think, like, that is tarot related that I think might actually be a JoJo reference, like, you know, in House of the Dead, like, all of them except for Overkill, but with the numbered entries, all the bosses are tarot cards. You may or may not know that, but you do know. In House of the Dead 4, the last two bosses are the Star and the World. That might actually be a JoJo reference, but everything else, no.
Sorry, I
And
just
I've
keep
heard
looking at
that,
the.
JoJo makes references to rock bands, but, like, the fucking Room, especially because the remake did not do that. So I'm assuming they did not do that. I'm assuming that was the localizer being cute. And honestly, good joke. I just didn't like it.
I mean, it was what, made PS3, so it'd be what, mid 2000s?
Yeah, it was mid 2000s or 2010. So, like, that was the perfect time to do it. So, like, I get it. You are not getting that opportunity ever again. I totally get why they did it. I just don't like it.
Yeah, the 90s through the mid 2000s were the best time for localizers just add in jokes and references. Like Ghost Stories, which added in a reference to Sliders.
Oh, Ghost
Yeah,
didn't
that was
Ghost
everybody
Stories was just a
knowing.
joke dub because apparently the series was so god awful.
No, it wasn't awful. It was just boring. It is the most boring anime from Japan ever. So what they did was, okay, we have this most boring anime ever. Let's do something to make it interesting.
What I do find fun, though, is how many things reference JoJo without people realizing it. Now it's more apparent, now that JoJo's finally properly made it over to the West.
Yeah.
But it's fun finding all the things that, like, you didn't realize counted. Like, Dark Souls has a bunch of them, which is kind of fun. There's lots of poses and stuff. Castlevania's done it before. Like, JoJo's iconic.
Indeed. Scale rotate.
Basically, all our media primed us to be ready for JoJo when I finally made it over here.
Kind of. Like, yeah, like there's a few anime and games where, like, when you run away in a panic, you do the super exaggerated, like, young Joseph, like, my ultimate plan, run away. Like, a lot of things have referenced that.
Run away.
My old family technique, run away.
Part 2 is my second favorite part of JoJo.
Yeah, I like part 2 and part 6 quite a bit. Part 4 might be among the best, but I really like 2 and 6. And
I've
7
definitely
is
only
really
seen
good.
part 1.
Part 4 is my favorite. Part 2 is my second favorite. Part 6 is my third favorite.
Part 7 is amazing, and I really hope they animate it. Part 7
same.
is Cannonball Run, except it's Steel Ball Run.
Yeah, it's literally, hey, what if we did Cannonball Run, but in the Old West and with JoJo?
Yeah, and they end up in New Jersey, which is amazing.
Naturally. Where else would you end up?
That's where we all end up in the end. New Jersey. That's where
not.
Robot Hell is.
I'd rather not wind up in New Jersey.
Oof, rip.
Sorry, I'm from New York.
There we go.
Well, kinda. I was born in Tennessee, raised in New York, lived in Vegas for a while, so I've been across the country.
I'm close enough to New York,
Go
but
with
man,
it.
they are really fucking people with their increased tolls on getting in if you're not taking like the train or something.
And I don't know, a lot of people in chat might not know this, but a lot of people in New York call New Jersey an unlivable hellscape.
Yeah, I mean, you'd say it too if you've never set foot in New Jersey in your life. Although to be fair, it depends on where you're talking about New Jersey.
So
Connor Harvey, how was the end of Homecoming and what's next? The end of Homecoming was surprisingly short.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's coming next? We are going back to Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ilamika.
We're gonna kill Mika, and that's where we officially declare the end of the game.
Can't
Yep.
wait. I never really had much of a horse in the Red Dead race, but like, Mika really does suck.
Oh, that's actually a good name for the stream. Silent Hill stream. Trucks crash, but will it blend?
Haha!
Yeah, that's not bad.
I dig it. I dig it.
That is a good name.
Very
Just
good
the
job.
Jersey to Jersey. What? But yeah, they're going from California to New Jersey. My favorite is it's a horse race, but like really it's a race. It's just any kind of race. It's just that how do you get fast in the 1800s? You ride a damn horse. But there's the one German guy who has a car. It's amazing.
And it starts off without the stands really being there, but then the stands come in like halfway through.
Yeah, they talk about it's some like curse of the mountains or whatever, and they don't call them stands, but they get abilities that are effectively stand abilities, and they got names and everything. But it's really interesting. I like it quite a bit.
I liked it because it felt like it was a return to more of the older JoJo's for a while, and then it brought in the stuff from the newer JoJo stuff, and it was like, this is a nice blend.
Yeah, and Diego, when you first see what Diego's stand is, that's one of my favorite endings to a chapter in a manga in a while.
Yes.
It's just like shrieking. It's like, oh my god, and it's to be continued. It's so good.
Oh, why is it
Ooh,
not grabbing?
Linkara, have you played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
I have not.
That game's like unstreamable.
Oh, it's because I did the wrong boolean here.
I mean, like, it's not unstreamable. You could monetize it, but like, that's not the kind of game that like you personally would stream.
Yeah, not my thing.
Yeah. It has a lot of cursing.
It's designed to be as offensive as possible because that's the joke.
They're like, because originally they were going to be making Conker's was originally supposed to be just a normal, generic, rare platformer game. But then a games journalist said that Rare constantly makes these rare platformers games that are pretty much all the same. They're all collectathons.
Yeah, it was going to be called Conker's Pocket Tales. I actually have an old VHS tape of like a bunch of Nintendo 64 preview stuff, voiced over by John Lovitz. So if you ever wanted to hear John Lovitz say Conker's Pocket Tales, like there, we got it. I have it.
That is weird.
But yes, the funny thing though is that there is a Game Boy Color game called Conker's. Oh no, sorry, it was Conker's 12 Tales. Because Conker's Pocket Tales is the Game Boy Color game. So Conker's 12 Tales. But Pocket Tales is a kiddie platformer that's actually pretty hard. And it has like a couple of things in it that seem like a little off for a kiddie game. It's not like risque, but it's like, oh, I didn't think you'd do that, but okay, I guess. And then Bad Fur Day is just depraved. I didn't really like. It's funny. Like, isn't it funny that this cartoon character is being offensive? But I didn't realize that it was like a follow up to actually a kid's game. So it's even weirder.
Actually.
And the fact that they only did it because they were trying to say, look, we can do something else to a games journalist is just kind of hilarious.
And Tevia, didn't Conker's Bad Fur Day get a remake on the 360? It got a remake on the original Xbox. Apparently, far superior graphics, but weirdly censored. I think this was during Microsoft's era of just cracking down on that kind of stuff, because like, there's a PS2 horror game called Run Like Hell, and Microsoft, like, Xbox got a port of that. Or I don't know which one's the original and which one's the port, but whatever. Xbox also has Run Like Hell. But the cover of the box is called RLH, which makes perfect sense considering right next to it on the PS2 shelf is Run Like Hell. Like, who are you trying to fool, Microsoft? But whatever. So they cracked down on the swearing on Conker's Bad Fur Day on the Xbox.
Yep. The reason why they did that was I have no idea.
Yeah, like the game's whole appeal is that it's offensive and it's really funny for kids who are a year or two young to be playing it.
I played it. Okay, I only played it once when it was like crap. It was like in
I played my friend's
2002.
copy in college.
It was in 2002. One of my friends rented it from Blockbuster.
I played it in like 05 maybe, like because I played my friend's copy. I want to say in freshman year of college.
And we were we did it. It was at the end of the time because every year when the sporting event, the Super Bowl happened, me and my friends would get together and we'd do this thing that we did where we just played all kinds of competitive games played competitive video games to see who would be the winner for that year of our own little competition thing. It wasn't just video games; we also threw card games in there, and also board games. But we just played like 2 straight days of games over a weekend.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was. We also would get drunk, even though we were still all in high school. Do not ask how we got the alcohol.
I wasn't planning on it.
But how did you get it? Oh fuck! I did the one thing you told me not to do.
But we would drink, we would play games, we'd basically spend an entire weekend just having fun together. I usually won because my friends are idiots.
If you're wondering why I keep checking around here whenever I do the Boolean, it's because I discovered that sometimes, for whatever reason, the Booleaning removes an item from somewhere else when I do it. I don't know why it does it, but, like, I can correct it. I just need to know if I need to do that. Man, this is a weird-ass shape right here.
The reason why my friend got Conkers for that thing was because they assumed that, I don't remember if it did actually or not, but they assumed that like a lot of other rare games that would have a multiplayer mode that we could do.
It did, and it's apparently pretty good actually.
And I just remembered we decided to try up the before we got to try the multiplayer mode on it, we decided to try up the story mode for a little bit, and we all got hooked on just watching
the story
my
mode
friend play it.
And I love how the entire thing, like the whole thing, is that the villain's table is a little off balance, and Conker himself is the perfect height to be a table leg. And, like, that's it. That's why he wants you.
That's the joke.
It is literally just an entire... The game is like a shitpost in game form.
It really is. Like, there's only 2 games that I've played where, like, the whole thing isn't this offensive. Conker, which was as a joke, and Harvester, which is to make the point that, like, violent video games don't turn you into a serial killer, because that was, like, everybody was raving about how video games actually make you violent back in, like, the 90s and 2000s, and Harvester was like, oh yeah, play this shit, and watch as that doesn't happen. So Harvester is fucking gross, but, like, it has a satirical message to it, where Conker, I don't think it's satire so much as it's just, like, the cartoon character swears and drinks.
That's the joke.
Isn't it hilarious?
Part of it, honestly, kind of is, but, like, alright.
It is, but...
Tevye, why haven't we gotten a new Conker game? Because Rare doesn't have control of it. Why haven't we gotten any new Rare shit?
Yeah, also, T-Elite, fun fact, I use 3 to 4 programs to do Minecraft skins. My main one is Skin Seed, Procreate, Planet Minecraft, where I upload them, and Blockbench. Neat. When I do art, there's pretty much only 3 programs I use, the main one being GIMP. Because GIMP is easy to use.
Yep.
By the way, speaking of Rare games, apparently Jet Force Gemini is being added or has just been added to the Nintendo eShop, which is surprising, but pretty amazing. That game is pretty great, but it's tough, because in order to beat the game at all, you have to 100% it by saving the tribals. And that's not as offensive as it sounds. They're cute little, like, Ewok-looking aliens that are called tribals.
Yeah.
Speaks Too Soon says, what's the matter, kid? Never played the Kill Your Family game before? Correct, I have
never
not.
played the Kill Your Family game before? Boolean. Boolean.
The 90s, the late 90s and early 2000s, and even up until the mid 2000s, was all about trying to push the edge of things.
Welcome to the edge.
There's a reason why we do.
Also mid 2000s with this like violent like Silent Hill Homecoming and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, for example, one of the things that was the biggest things from trying to push the edge was Shadow the Hedgehog.
That was like the opening thing when you turn on the game is him cocking a gun that like doesn't work that way. It's like a mini SMG and he's cocking it like it's a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Like I said, Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's so funny.
I will never call him Shadow the Hedgehog because no, he's Shadow the Hedgehog.
I still love the one ending. I think it's the normal ending where he just fucking shoots Eggman. Like he just pulls out a gun and just fucking shoots Eggman. Like I was like crying when I saw that stuff. Like you gotta be kidding me.
Captain Avenger 1993 will get your super chat in a minute.
Yeah, but that was just like, yeah, we're gonna show you that Sonic games can be edgy.
It's still the goddamn Hedgehog game.
Also,
it just looks
Tevye
silly
saying,
when you give him a gun.
And Tevye saying, "Did you see the video game awards from last Thursday? Because I thought they were meh." Like, yeah, I did. I mean, they were
You mean
fine.
the World Premiere Awards?
World Premiere. To be fair, Jeff Cayley like leaned into that on purpose. It's not like it's a coincidence. He kept saying World Premiere. He's like, "Yep, I know World Premiere." Like, okay, props. And one of our HPS fans says extreme.
Points to Iron Mouse for winning Creator of the Year. I'll give that.
Yeah, it was pretty rad. What was funny, by the way, I don't know if you saw like the reaction vid, but like when they were like the winner is Iron Mouse and Iron Mouse was giving her acceptance speech, but like that was pre-recorded, so she thought that like everyone had to pre-record in case they're the winner. So she was watching it live. I was like, what? It was me. Captain Avenger says, I saw the last DBZ Abridged commentary video, heard Taco's story about you, and man, you really are a good person.
I try to be.
Lewis is a great person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you guys saying that. As I fritter away trying to make merchandise.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's cool stuff that people want. And Mega Timmy Tommy says, I hope they're bringing that back for Sonic 3. What, the Edge? That would be amazing.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Shadow's gonna be in Sonic 3, and if they don't have him be edgy, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I really hope it's just like straight up 2000s, like, well, like I am the ultimate life form. Like, oh, that'd be so funny.
We need the Hedgehog now more than ever.
You could tell he's the ultimate life form because he needs rocket skates or rocket boots to like do what Sonic can just do by himself.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Also, Sonic can also use Chaos Control, so it doesn't make use... actually, every Hedgehog can use Chaos Control.
Yeah, but Sonic didn't know about it. Oh, you know what they have to do? Like I genuinely, like, there's all sorts of things. Oh, I hope this makes the movie. I would actually like it if they did that thing where the video game cuts off. Like, Faker, you're not even good enough to be my I'll make you eat those words, where they just cut him off.
Yeah.
It's just weird, awkward. Apparently it worked better in Japanese, but they had to, like, hurry it up in the English version or something.
Sonic Adventures 2's dub was not good.
I don't care. I love to. And I also love Eggman's voice from that era, where he sounds a little more just, like, malicious. Because, like, now he's wacky. Like, it's me, Eggman. And that he is great for that role, because that's the kind of character he is.
Yeah.
But in 1 and 2, he's more like, I will kill you if I get the opportunity.
Oh, I love Eggman from that era.
Now you know why I am the best. One RHPS fan says, one thing I miss about the 90s and 2000s, Mr. Six. I do not know what that is.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Sorry.
But Shadow was fun. Rouge was fun. Yeah, and the other character was Eggman. Being able to play as Eggman was insane for the time too.
It's supposed to be more parallel, but I think it'll be fine. Like I don't like I said in the last Blender stream when I was doing this, like, I have to cut corners in some areas for this kind of thing. Does anyone really care that these two lines are not parallel to each other?
Oh no! Now we can't unsee it.
One thing that I would love to see in a Sonic game, because I'm a Chaotix fan, as in the game Knuckles Chaotix. What do you think the Chaotix in a Sonic movie?
Yeah, the Chaotix keep showing up in things, but they never port Chaotix.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. My favorite Sonic game is Trapped on the 32X.
You're just chilling and trying to make like a buck.
Ah.
Yep. Alright. Da-da-da-da-da.
Also, yeah, Jaleel White should be in the Sonic movies.
One of our HPS fan, he was a mascot. Oh, the Mr. Six Flag, the old guy.
Oh, the
that-
old
The
guy.
Vangabus party guy.
That was really funny once, and it got tired pretty quickly.
I remember those commercials.
Were there multiple commercial? Like I remember the one that they just endlessly replayed.
No, there's like 7 or 8 of them, different variations.
Jesus.
Probably could make this higher up. Doesn't matter though.
And yeah, Sonic 06 is a bad game, but the Shadow story was the best. Yeah, but the story actually looked like they really put the effort in. The game's just busted.
I actually like Sonic 06 somewhat. Notice I said somewhat.
I did not notice that, and I will continue to not notice it.
Because I liked the story elements of it. It was like, here's the thing, it was a good rough draft.
I love the hyper realistic like Final Fantasy 13 graphics for the humans in the opening sequence.
It was a good rough draft. Unfortunately, they presented it as the final product.
Pretty much. The game like just doesn't fucking work unless you like know where the glitch areas are and move around them.
If that game had gotten like 1 or 2 more passes, it might have been really good. Unfortunately, actually, no. Thankfully, there's now Project 06 that's happening.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Wasn't that just like a mod to fix the game?
It is a fan-made remake, not just a mod, a full-on remake of Sonic 06.
Okay.
And they're going to be expanding on some of the things in there as well.
Oh, you know what surprised me, by the way? I was just like learning this last night. You know SBO, like the super badass like ninja guy?
Yep.
I didn't realize this, but like I was playing Like a Dragon Gaiden last night, and the Yakuza games always have an arcade where you could play classic Sega games that you might not expect them to have, because they bring in some weird stuff sometimes. And this is maybe the second time they brought in Sonic the Fighters.
Oh, yes.
SBO's in that. I didn't realize it was that far back.
Yeah. SBO was back from... Sonic the Fighters came out after Knuckles Chaotix.
Oh, you're right. SBO was part of the Chaotix. Yeah, he's in Sonic Heroes. Okay, well, you got me there.
The Chaotix was the first game where they... Okay. The very first Sonic characters to be created other than Sonic and Robotnik were Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel. People tend to forget that. They think that Tails was the next character created, but no, it was actually Mighty and Ray.
Tails was the next one that like actually like existed to the public.
Well, not in Japan, because Japan had Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, the first Sonic.
Oh, that arcade game.
Yep.
Okay.
Which came up in between Sonic 1 and Sonic 2.
Fair enough.
And then after Sonic 2 introduced Tails, and then Sonic 3 introduced Knuckles, and then Vector from the Chaotix was not introduced in Knuckles Chaotix. Because I told a lie just a moment ago. The first game did not just introduce Eggman and Sonic, it also introduced Vector the Crocodile.
Nice.
Because he's in the music test screen.
Oh, fair enough. That's
Which one
kind of
played
like
Juan
how
Epstein?
So
which one played Juan Epstein? I know you guys don't understand that joke. Don't worry about it.
I don't
Yeah.
know what that is.
Don't worry about it. It's an old MST3K reference.
I don't always get those, because sometimes I don't remember all the MST3K stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm only amusing myself because I have no idea what any of this stuff is you're talking about.
No, that's
That's
fine. That's classic MST3K humor. Some of their jokes are like extremely local, and it's just funny for them, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But no, I was just gonna mention, like, Sonic the Hedgehog himself was not even introduced in any
Oh,
Sonic
right. He
game.
showed up in that one racing game.
Yeah, Radmobile, where he's the little. What do you?
The
What,
keychain. Well, not
Yeah,
keychain,
what-
the
what do
mirror
you-
dangler.
Yeah, I was just gonna, like, what do you call those things? Like the fuzzy dice? What do you call those things?
A mirror ornament?
Sure, but yeah, he's that. You know, I actually got a chance to play Radmobile once, at a Con Bravo years ago. If you ever got caught by a cop, like, all that happens is it slows you down, right? Like, this is one of those games like Daytona where, like, you want to get to the end before you run out of time.
Yeah.
So if you get caught by a cop, you just lose time. But, like, the animation is... It's simultaneously hilarious and horrific, because he just walks up to you like, hey, what are you doing? But he just, like, he pounds his fist down on your hood, but, like, he smashes it real good, and you're just like, oh, God.
And yes, Lewis, I know that you don't get all the Sonic talk that we do.
I
The
really
funny
don't.
thing
I'm
is,
sorry.
I
I really don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
the funny thing is, my Sonic knowledge basically ends in, like, the 2000s, so I'm impressed with myself for being able to keep up even this far.
My Sonic
Oh,
knowledge
TLE.
ends a lot later than that, a lot earlier than that, because, like, Sonic 3, that's it.
Well,
And
good
Knuckles.
news, Laura, because this is something specifically for you. T Elite says, did you by chance see the helmet I worked on for an entire fucking emote covering the word, but I want to say month for college as I shared it? You know the little heart at the bottom of the chat that obscures the fucking post
Yep.
as you're reading it? I want to say, did you see the helmet I worked on for an entire month for college
Yes.
as I shared it?
I don't recall seeing it. I'm sorry, T-Elite.
It actually looks pretty neat.
I'll try
Also,
and
have
take
you
a
read
gander. I'm assuming it's on the Discord.
Yeah, it is.
And have you read the Sonic comics?
I
Yeah, I never did.
however, did. My introduction to Sonic was not through the
Damn.
games, but through the comics and the cartoons.
Oh, you know what's funny, by the way, is you may know this already, but in Sonic CD, the little girlfriend character, like the older model of Amy Rose, the one who's in Sonic the Fighters, like the old look, the instruction manual for Sonic CD calls her Princess Sally because that's who Americans would have been familiar with at the time from the cartoon, and it's not Princess Sally.
No. But the funny thing is, Princess Sally and Bunny Rabbit do show up in a game.
Rabot. Which game?
Sonic Spinball.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
I don't recall him showing up in Sonic Spinball, but I believe you.
Yeah,
I played
they show up.
Sonic Spinball a few months ago just because I'm like, you know what, I never finished this game, and I have save states.
Just like Scratch and Grounder show up in Mean Bean Machine, the characters from the
I was
other
just
Sonic
gonna mention
cartoon.
that. Yeah, that's the only time the video games have ever referenced the weekday cartoon was Mean Bean Machine, which is just like a Puyo Puyo game.
Yeah.
Yep.
But both cartoons from the early 90s were referenced in games because Sally and Bunny have sprites in Sonic Spinball. You can only encounter them through if you do very specific things, but they're there.
Actually, speaking of Mean Bean Machine and stuff like that, you know what really threw me off was I want to say I played Sonic 2 before I watched the cartoon, and Grounder is in Sonic 2, except he's red, and he's not like a guy, he's just an enemy type.
Yep.
But there is a rooster-looking robot on Wing Fortress Zone, but it was called Clucker.
Yep.
So when I watched the TV show, I was like, Scratch? Like, who's this guy?
Scratch was based on the Clucker enemies, and although the funny thing is, the Clucker enemies also show up in Sonic Sat AM as the pet chicken that Robotnik is petting.
Nice. Oh, you know what was also funny, by the way, is in Sonic 2, in Wing Fortress Zone again, you're running along the level. There's one point where you come across, like, either the fin or part of the ship that says, like, Eggman 01, like it's the name of the ship. And I always just figured Eggman was something Sonic might call Robotnik to, like, insult him because he's egg-shaped, but, like, I didn't realize in Japan he's called Eggman.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it. It's like, oh, like, it took me, like, years to realize that, because, like, maybe they addressed it in Sonic Adventure or something, they just call him Eggman, and I was like, oh, okay.
I still prefer him being called Robotnik because...
Yeah, I like the name. But, I mean, they fudged it, like, his like, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, like, they made it
Yeah,
work.
even Japan now recognizes Robotnik as being connected to him because his grandfather, Gerald...
Yeah, it's like Resident Evil, like, Biohazard Resident Evil, and in America, Resident Evil Biohazard. Like, that's cute. And same thing with America recognizing Yakuza. Like, Yakuza 7 is not called Yakuza 7. It's called Yakuza like a dragon, because the series has always been called like a dragon in Japan. It's just that they probably rightfully assumed that Americans would see that title and be like, what? But, like, when you see Yakuza, you're like, oh, it's a game about the Yakuza. I get it.
Yeah. That's just some of the funny things about games being brought over from Japan. This happens often.
Oh, did you know that Popful Mail was going to have the main character be like Sister Sonic in like the localization?
No, I did not.
And they didn't end up doing that because like the game looks very vaguely like Sonic art style, very vaguely, even though the game plays nothing like it or anything. But they were going to call her Sister Sonic for marketing purposes, and eventually that they got the kibosh on that. I mean, no one bought the game anyway. It was on the fucking Sega CD.
Yeah. Oh, did you know that in Sonic the Fighters there's almost a character named Tina Bobaski?
Amazing. No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Because she was actually a character that was planned for this one Sonic game that was going to be on the Saturn that never got beyond certain stages of development.
Oh, was that Sonic, not Jam, like Blast or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, and Tevia, did Silent Hill have a name change from the U.S., or from Japan to the U.S.? No, I don't think so.
There's just a lot of abandoned Sonic characters over the years.
Oh, yeah.
There is a Pokemon town. The originally New Barktown was supposed to be called Silent Hills.
Yep.
Yeah, that's too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Can't get away with that. I'm trying to think of another name change thing. Like, oh, yeah. Like how the Final Fantasy Adventure and Final Fantasy Legend
Yep.
don't exist. They're actually, I forgot which is which, but one of them is Saga and the other is Seiken Densetsu.
Yep. Adventure is the very first Seiken Densetsu. Well, no. Adventure is the very first Mana game. The very first. Adventure is the very first. 1 second. I used to know this off the top of my head.
Well, yeah, the Mana, I think, is the Seiken Densetsu games.
Yeah. I think Adventure is the very first Mana game, and the...
Yeah, Legend is Saga.
Yeah, I could have it backwards. I want to double check.
I don't remember which is which, but yeah, like those Final Fantasy games on the Game Boy just literally are not Final Fantasy, and they were called that for marketing purposes. Because they correctly believed people would buy them if they were called Final Fantasy.
And then you have over in Europe where Final Fantasy Adventure was just called Mystic Quest.
No. Mystic Quest was Final Fantasy USA, or Final Fantasy US, or something like that.
Oh, it was as well. But they also had Final Fantasy. They also had a game called Mystic Quest that was Final Fantasy Adventure.
Oh, curious.
Yeah, Final Fantasy wasn't a thing in Europe at the time. So when they were bringing the game that was that would be called Final Fantasy Adventure in the US to Europe, they decided to call it Mystic Quest. And then then Final Fantasy Mystic Quest wound up being the very first Final Fantasy game released in Europe.
And that was my first Final Fantasy game. And like when I finally got a Super Nintendo, because I didn't own one like ever. I got a Super Nintendo when I was in like my late 20s or early 30s or something. I picked up a copy because I actually like that game. It's extremely like baby's first Final Fantasy, but I just kind of like it. If you ever want like just a relatively mindless, like, just play the game and chill out kind of experience, that's a good one. And its soundtrack is not Nobuo Uematsu, but it's very good.
Oh, it is. Okay. I originally hated Final Fantasy when I first played it. Because I played Final Fantasy 1 on the NES.
Yeah, that's as iconic as that game was, it's honestly a pretty terrible experience.
Because it is broken as all hell.
I just hate the idea that what you determine on your turn is taken very literally. Like, if you tell two characters to attack the same monster and your first character kills it, then the second character will attack the nothing where the monster used to be and just waste the turn.
Yeah, it's pretty much basically let's try to make this as close to D&D as possible without taking into account that people in D&D take turns, like...
Yeah, like in D&D, you don't say, I attack. Oh, you should have told me what you attack. You swing at nothing. It's like, well, nobody would do that in real life.
Yeah. It's trying to be as close to D&D as possible and failing.
Yeah, like I guess they didn't program in, like, attack the next available target.
Yeah.
But my first Final Fantasy experience might have been Mystic Quest. I saw a little bit of 6 back in the day, which was known back then as 3. But I think I really started paying attention after Mystic Quest when I watched my friend play through most of 8, which just watching it was quite fun, and the graphics were mind-blowing at the time. But the only Final Fantasies I've ever played through, believe it or not, are Mystic Quest, and I had to emulate it at the time, but 5, which wasn't released to the US until like way later on the GBA, and now it's on the Pixel Remaster Collection. Now it's not a
Actually,
big
it was
deal.
released in the US in 2000 for, well, it was 99 or 2000. 99 or 2000 with Final Fantasy anthologies, which was one of the 2 collection things that they did on the PlayStation, alongside, because the other one was Chronicles, which had 4 and Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Apparently that's the worst version of Chrono Trigger, by the way. With
It is,
settings.
and the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy V is the worst version of Final Fantasy V.
Like I just used a Super Nintendo emulator at the time.
And the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy IV is the worst version of Final Fantasy IV, and the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy VI is the worst version of Final Fantasy VI. Do not play Anthologies and Chronicles.
It's just brutal. But I remember watching FF8 without knowing the lore of Odin, because like Odin's gimmick is you have to beat him in a certain amount of time or he just kills you. Yep. I didn't know that. So in FF8 it was get through his dungeon and beat him, all within a certain period of time, which I think you could meet certain criteria to extend your time.
Yep.
But when my friend first played the game, he didn't quite beat Odin in time, because we thought it was awfully suspicious that he just never fought back. And then the time ran out, and Odin used Zantetsuken, but like, instead of the animation where your characters just like fall over when they get KO'd, they just got fucking cut in half, and it's just instant game over. We're like, oh my god! It was shocking.
Yeah. Also, I love the fact that, here's the thing that, there's one character in Final Fantasy games there's one character in Final Fantasy games, no matter what dimension of Final Fantasy game that it is the same character, and that's, Gilgamesh, yes. Gilgamesh is the same person in every single game.
And he's from 5. He was actually pretty intimidating in 8, even though, as a summon, he can kind of be a joke, because he hits everybody just like Odin does, but instead of maybe at the beginning of the battle or else not at all, he might show up in the middle of battle. So every turn, you never know. But he has Zantetsuken, which insta-kills everybody, Masamune, which does a load of damage to everybody, Excalibur, which does mediocre damage to everybody, and Excalibur, which does 1 to everybody.
It does nothing.
It does 1. It's so bad. If you ever finish somebody off with that, then like pat yourself on the back.
But I finally got back into Final Fantasy with Final Fantasy IV, because I had stayed over. It was in 1994, and it was 93 or 94. It was either 93 or 94. I was over at my friend Jason's house for his birthday. I'd stayed the night because he was my childhood best friend. We wrote an entire series of novellas that we published to our school library together. And he had gotten Final Fantasy IV for his birthday and a Super Nintendo.
So I guess
I was waiting on T Elite 555's super chat.
Same.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. But yeah, back then I guess it was just called Final Fantasy II.
Yep, it was called Final Fantasy II, and I was like, "Oh, it's Final Fantasy. This is gonna suck."
You know, that's the start of the particularly good ones. Like 2 and 3, from what I hear, are like, play them if you're a completionist, but you don't really need to pursue them. But 4 is where they really started stepping it up. Oh, T Elite came in. I posted my helmet again in the Discord alongside the ship I made that goes along with it. Nice. Changing colleges, maybe? May not be ideal, but for me it was worth it. Changing
college.
Something.
Yeah. They changed college and it was worth that for them. Yeah, that's always a good thing. For example, I started off going pre-med in college. That was not for me.
I didn't have a major, but I was considering math, and I took a couple of calculus courses, and I made it through them, but I was like, this is where I get off.
Because it turns out I have problems seeing, needles. I have problems with needles.
Yeah, that does seem like a pretty integral part of the medical experience.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, here's the thing. I wanted to be a pharmacologist, aka somebody who makes medicine. I did not think I would have to do anything with needles. Nope, you still have to learn that stuff.
Well, especially because there's lots of medication that is delivered via needles.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wanted to learn about how to make medicine. I wanted to learn how to make medicines and make medicines to help people. Then I found out, oh no, you have to use, and I'm like,
Yeah, that ain't gonna work out for me.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. I'm gone.
Yo, Lone Wolf with $50 super chat. 2 questions. 1, have you seen all 3 Doctor Who specials? If so, what is your favorite? I have seen all 3. Wild Blue Yonder is my favorite. I like mysteries that don't make sense. I like big isolated settings, fun sci-fi concepts, cool stuff there. 2, have you seen 15 Sonic Screwdriver? If so, thoughts. Also, happy holidays. I have seen 15 Sonic Screwdriver. It's different. I actually, it is very different in design from what we've had before.
I kind of like it.
I'm not entirely against it, mostly because I didn't like 14s. You never got a good look at 14s in the show itself, but they posted pictures of it. It was just for me, 14s was just a repeat of 10's original one. Just like, with little tiny bits added, and I didn't really like it. This one is probably the biggest departure we've had from them in terms of design and shape. I'm not entirely against it. It's just kind of weird because we're so used to it, and it feels more like a remote or something versus something that looks like a futuristic screwdriver. But I'm not against that. It's still alien tech. It's got lots of buttons. It might be a fun toy.
Yeah, also I will say this. The reason why I don't have a problem with it is because the sonic screwdriver doesn't need to look like a screwdriver.
Yep.
Because it's using sonics to do all the work.
I remind you that the original sonic screwdriver was just a pen light.
Yep.
When the second Doctor premiered, in a story that does not exist, if I recall correctly. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's one of the lost episodes.
Yeah.
At this point, I think I actually may need to get going, but thank you very much for streaming and hosting, and have a lovely night, everybody.
Well, it is 9:56, so I think we could call it a night right here.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, so thank you. I want to thank my wonderful guests, Lotus, for being our navigator through Silent Hill.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I am currently uploading Clock Tower 3, which will be available for the public in a few days and for patrons now, and I'll be streaming Armored Core 3 tomorrow night.
I want to thank Eliza, of course, for always being here and doing super chats.
It's always good being here, and I am currently in the middle of my Resident Evil-a-thon this year, which is a thing I do every December where I play every single Resident Evil game in the course of 1 month.
Go ahead.
I'm streaming that over on Eliza GWR on Twitch.
And I want to thank all of you for joining us through our spooky times. We will be back next week. Well, actually, we'll be back on Thursday with more of Mistress Doom. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for being here. Actually, I might have to check dates. We might have to cancel the Doom stream because we're doing a thing here at the house. But let me double check on that. But otherwise, we will be back next week with more of Red Dead Redemption 2. Because we've got more. We got to go hunt down Mika and finally get that done with. We're long delayed on that. I'm now a terrible shot because I haven't played the game in forever.
You'll get it. Oh, one RHPS fan says bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. So, this has been Atop the Fourth Wall Plays Silent Hill Homecoming. See you around. Bye, Robomats.